Good evening, friends. This is Rahul Magan here as a group chief executive, also treasury consultant. As we speak, treasury consulting is a multi-asset and multinational hedge fund. By multi-asset, I mean we actively cover positions in gold, silver, platinum, palladium, oil, oil-related spreads like crosses, frac, spreads, natural gas, base metals, equities, foreign exchange, and respective asset classes. And like I said, we would be adding more asset classes in the near term. And I already repeated many a times, and I would continue to repeat that we are a proprietary hedge fund. By proprietary, I mean to say no third party. Let me repeat, no third party can invest capital in our funds. We do not take funds from any third party. Please do take a note of that. I don't know how should I make this video. In 2018, when I first spoke about SoftBank, many people laughed, but you know that to me it hardly matters. Hardly matters. I was committed that soon a day would come when my projection will turn true. And as we speak, in the last 6 months, SoftBank lost 50 billion US dollars. You heard me very right, 50 billion US dollars. SoftBank is in big financial trouble. If you open the website like Financial Times, probably international websites, you would get to know that SoftBank is in big financial trouble. But unfortunately, the hard reality is that the media, who is completely compromised, is not covering that extensively. The pragmatics of the SoftBank collapse is not being covered. I repeat, the pragmatics is not being covered. But covered or not covered, that doesn't mean that this thing won't happen. Like I said, in 2018, SoftBank was in air. He was Mr. Sun, the CEO of the SoftBank, he was flying at 40,000 feet and literally hardly bothered about the criticism of the SoftBank. But today, exactly 4 years from that period, he is in big financial trouble. And today's video is about the linking of his financial troubles with Indian startups. Indian startups reached at a level when they started firing people. We have seen in case of Byju's, Vedantu, Udan. Today I was looking Oyo. There is some pharmaceutical startup, who sacked 150 people. And the list is very long. This is very long. According to the public information, 44 startups of India, only 44 startups of India fired approximately 16,000 people. 16,000 people, which is 1/6. Now, this is only 44 startups. Do we have a data, a repository, anything being maintained of all startups in India? I doubt we do have that level of repository. Guys, I'm telling you one thing. If the depression would go severe, actually depression is of 3 types. Number one is the level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 depression is a depression where the chances of fatality, by fatality means economic fatality, the winds up, bankruptcies, closures, contagion effect, all these. Level 1 is when the level of fatalities is 20-25%, which means if the depression is at full scale, then the fatality would be 25% of that. Second is the level 2. When this fatality reaches 50% or 60%, which means when the depression enters the full scale, then the fatalities may even swing to 50%. Third is when it goes beyond 1, which means when the depression takes a full scale and size, then the fatalities would be beyond expectations. And I doubt any textbook in the world would be able to cover this. Like, right example is 2008. In fact, better example is year 2000, IT crash. We still, even after around 22 years, the world do not have a sound and authentic statistics to prove that the mess happened in year 2000 ends up being this amount of fatalities. We don't have any sound and authenticate data even after 22 years. And I'm telling you that the depression is very near. Rather, we have reached at a level when depression is going to be hitting us very hard. Today, when I was doing my research on the internet, I got to know that Amazon, my favorite company in the world, not to repeat this, would be cutting 10-20,000 jobs, and this cut would continue in 2023 also. As we speak, Amazon is in public. They clearly said that they would be cutting 10,000 jobs. They clearly said that. They are not running away from this. At least like Indian startups, they are not running away from this. Amazon is cutting 20,000 jobs. SoftBank is in big trouble. I am warning you, and today is 4th December 2022. Very soon, we will see a collapse of a startup model, not in India, worldwide, which is based on a concept of valuation. And how did valuation computed except the super almighty who is in the sky? At least to me, it is very difficult to compute. For example, at the time of listing, Uber was 100 billion valuation. Today, please check yourself. FTX at one given point of time was 32 plus billion valuation. BlockFi also hold billions of valuation. Genesis and various other firms, those who were sitting at billions of valuation, they now collapsing like cards. Just imagine how much losses they've been through. Because the SoftBank collapse is imminent. Majority of the investments being made by SoftBank, they are in heavy loss-making companies. So let's take an example of oil. Ritesh Agarwal, who is a pampered boy of oil, who is a pampered boy of SoftBank and one of the special guests for Indian business media and also Bloomberg. Do you know that in financial year 20, the compensation of Ritesh Agarwal was 21.5 lakhs? Just 21.5 lakhs. In financial year 21, it's now 1.6 crores, which means almost 8 times. And in financial year 22, it is approximately 5.6 crores. 5.6 crores. So in just 2 years, from 21 lakhs to 5.6 crores. And the beauty is the company is still in losses. The other beauty is company is looking to have initial public offer in January 2023. So go to hell the losses, go to hell the accounting concepts like going concern and all these. The company looking to have initial public offer. And I'm assuring you that company would get approval also. And the investors in India would definitely be investing without looking at the losses they made in Zomato, Policy Bazaar, Paytm, Nykaa, Delivery, and respective. Because according to my analysis, according to the annual report, which is live of the SoftBank, which people don't read, people don't study, people rather do not know how to study the annual report of the SoftBank. Majority of the investments made by the SoftBank is in loss-making companies. Since it is in loss-making companies, this investment has to wind up. Just like in case of FTX. And this is an investor's money. This is not a SoftBank money, right? This is the money which SoftBank borrowed from venture capitalists, private equity, sovereign wealth firm, and all these. This is their money. Since it is their money, it has to be repaid. So you may wind up your investment to zero, but it has to be repaid. Oyo is cutting jobs. Byju's is cutting jobs. Vedantu, Unacademy. You just name and they are cutting jobs. A big collapse is on the way. That's what I'm warning you. The startup model, which is based on fake valuations, a private asset valuation model, which no one ever saw, no one knew how the valuation being computed, what all input variables that are taken into consideration, and all these kind of stuff. This model is very soon coming to an end. But my worry is not about the founders and the co-founders. Just like recently we have seen the co-founder of Zomato quitted. But did our business media even bother to hide this, to talk about this, to warn investors about this? No. Because the commands are very clear that even if the startups will make endless losses, just like in case of Daily Hunt, even if the startups make endless losses, like ShareChat, you will not speak about that. You will not cover this. My worry is definitely not about the founders and the co-founders. They made money. My worry is about millions of employees, those who are working in these organizations. My worry is about the indirect jobs alongside the direct jobs which are based because of these organizations. And I know that no media institution, hardly few YouTube channels would be covering this. But this is my worry. The worry which I had in 2018 when I first looked at the SoftBank annual report and I expressed my worry, and that turned true after 4 years. Now, my worry is the startup model, which is based on fake valuation, the private asset valuation would collapse and millions of jobs would be at stake. That's the worry I'm holding. But, anyways, to me, the only thing I can do, I can express my worry, I can warn you people, because the day OYO will get approval of IPO, and I'm sure that investors in India would invest the funds in OYO. I'm telling you right away. Me and my fund won't be investing in OYO. Anyways, this is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You knew my personal number, +91 9899242978. Let me repeat, +91 9899242978. If you need more information, you can visit our fixed income platform www.fixedincome.global. Collapse is on the way. Save yourself. Think 10 times before investing in loss making companies. Robinhood Inc., Peloton, Rivian, Zomato, Policy Bazaar, Nika, Paytm, Delivery, and the list is very long, is an example. Think again before investing in loss making companies. Best up to you.